Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Riverhawk Review. I'm your host, Ben Barker. Well, November has come and gone, and so has the UMass Lowell Hockey Movember fundraiser. This month, members of the Riverhawks grew out their mustaches in order to help raise money for the fight against neuroblastoma. Overall, it was a very successful November.
The Movember sort of came about. I knew that the players had grown mustaches in the past, just sort of as a team bonding exercise. We hadn't really made much of it. And this past year, obviously, when Nick DeFelice passed away, the players were looking to do something kind of in his honor, his memory, to honor his legacy.
Last year, we adopted a kid, per se, Nick DeFelice. We got to know him. He became like our little brother last year. And he had type of cancer, neuroblastoma, that we're raising money for.
We did sort of a culmination game with Nick's parents, did a puck drop, and we presented a check to the Neuroblastoma Foundation for $7,500. Yeah, I think the competition was sort of twofold. One was a little bit of pride and mustache growing, and I think there was a few guys with some really good ones going. Ryan McGrath, Doug Carr, Riley Wetmore, Derek McCoy, each had great ones.
You know, it's always a good laugh seeing somebody with a mustache, because a lot of people it doesn't really work on, but around the locker room it's pretty funny to see everybody doing it. I'd like to think that I have the best mustache, but you know, Riley Wetmore, he has a pretty thick mustache too, so.
Mustaches aren't always a good look unless you're like a dad. Like, I know my dad has a pretty good stash. Riley's dad's got a good stash, but they got like a 20-year head start on our stashes.
On the dollar side, we really got into a good battle between Ryan McGrath and Derek McCoy near the end. Each of them raised over $600 alone. They finished 1-2 in the standings, with Ryan taking the title of most donations from November. So he's got bragging rights in the locker room for at least a year anyway.
After the Movember ceremony, the Riverhawks looked to get back in the win column. Friday, UMass Lowell traveled to UNH, where it was handed a 5-2 loss. Saturday, the Riverhawks came home to take on the Wildcats once again. So the Riverhawks looking to avoid going 0-2 on the home and away. Bob Ellis has talked about getting traffic in front, and that's what they do right here. Steven Bucco positions himself well, finds the rebound from Wallen and puts it home, giving the Riverhawks a 1-0 lead. That lead wouldn't last very long, though. Later on, Eric Knodel is going to get the deflection past Doug Carr. That'll even things at 1, and then later, Justin Augusta. He's going to sneak one past Doug Carr on the pass from Goomis. UNH up 2-1. We heard Bucco's name called earlier. We're going to hear it again here as Steven Bucco, cutting to the net, will tie the game back up at 2. That one again from Wilson. And the Riverhawks right back in this thing. Unfortunately, Dalton Spielman is going to put it away.
Riverhawk net, Spielman knocks it down, shoots and scores. One of those things, pucks bounce.
And UNH goes on to take this one 5-2, same score from Friday. So the Riverhawks drop both ends of the home and away, but there's plenty of hockey left to be played. For more on the road ahead, I talked with the voice of the Riverhawks, Bob Ellis. The results not exactly what we wanted to see. What do the Riverhawks have to do to get themselves back in the conversation in the Hockey East?
First thing I would say is I know some people have been jumping off the ship because it's been a bit of a struggle, at least to get the wins in the early going. They wouldn't jump off the ship. As you've pointed out, as we've pointed out through the year on the broadcast, they played some awfully tough teams. They played 6 of the 7 losses come against teams in the top 5 in the country. That said, you need to win some of those. I'm not going to expect to lose that, and that's fine. You need to win some of those. But taking the scores out of it, I like a lot of the things I see on the ice. They lost Friday night at New Hampshire. I thought they played a terrific game. They outshot New Hampshire. They were winning stride for stride throughout the night and probably had the territorial edge. They probably had more grade A opportunities. So it comes back to the thing we've harped on all year long. They've got to finish more effectively. I don't like so much of what I see. You know, you take the 5-2 loss up at New Hampshire on Friday night. That one, I left that game with feeling so good about this team because of the way they played. I said, okay, it was New Hampshire. They have got guys with talent. They, you know, that you give them a little opening, bang, they'll find the back of the net.
Bob Ellis, thanks for joining us.
Oh, the pleasure is mine.
While the hockey team has had its struggles, both the men's and women's basketball teams are off to very hot starts. For the women, Bianca Simmons has been one of the best players in the entire Northeast 10 Conference. Looking to improve to 4-2, the Riverhawks welcomed conference rival Merrimack College to the Costello Athletic Center. Always a good matchup between Merrimack and UMass Lowell. Riverhawks off to a fast start in this one. Bianca Simmons is going to cut to the hoop on the handoff from Bell. Her layup will fall. Riverhawks up 4-0. Later on, UMass Lowell attacking from the outside. Bianca Simmons finds Amra Olosevic from 3. That'll go, and the Riverhawks widen their lead 18-14 now. Some defense here, a steal. That'll go to Bell. She does the rest. 32-21 Riverhawks. Merrimack trying to chip away here. Westman takes a deep 3 and cuts the lead 60-49, but UMass Lowell too much in this one. Calvert drives and dishes to Bell. Good game for Bell underneath the hoop. UMass Lowell takes this one 80-67, the final. So Bianca Simmons continues her stellar play. Simmons flirted with a triple-double in this one, notching 25 points, 16 rebounds, and 6 assists.
Giving up
well,
so
she's
much
like
height,
Rondo in many ways, but she can jump like he can, and she rebounding is instinct and timing, and she's got phenomenal timing, and she jumps higher than everybody else. So, but there's other kids that may box out but don't time exactly right. So, but it's her athleticism and her.
Last week, the men's basketball team held Stonehill to just 3 field goals in the first half, en route to a 75-55 victory. Saturday, they look to give Merrimack the same treatment and improve to 5-1 on the season. So the women defeated Merrimack in their game, men looking to do the same. Defense was big early on. Check out the steal by Matt Welsh, and he is going to take it coast to coast, lays it in, and gives the Riverhawks a 4-0 lead. Later in the first, fast break opportunity for the Riverhawks. That's Akeem Williams from 3. Got it. 7-0 Riverhawks up. And then we're going to check out the human highlight reel. Antonio Bivens throwing down on the baseline. Bivens has done that all season long. But this might be the play of the year. Akeem Williams chasing the ball down, comes up with the block. DJ Malachnik dives out of bounds, keeps it alive, and then gets it to Akeem Williams, who finds Kennedy Chukwuocha, goes up, gets the bucket and the harm. Different angle here. Great play by Akeem and Kennedy. Coach Aranda said he didn't even see that play happen.
The team had to just tell me what happened because I saw Akeem's block, and then when DJ went down, I just kept my eye on DJ to make sure he was okay. And then I heard the roar of the crowd. Then I saw Kennedy on his back, and they had to tell me what happened just now. So I think that typifies our team. We're exciting, we play hard, we share it, and we can finish it. And that's kind of what we did tonight.
So maybe he didn't see it, but he's happy with it. UMass Lowell wins 100-73. Matt Welch gets the player of the game honors in this one. The senior was hot from deep as he had 4 threes in this one as a part of his 18-point performance. Saturday, Jeff Vega was at it again. The senior posted the second fastest 5K results in UMass Lowell history with a time of 14 minutes and 4.92 seconds. The performance solidifies his place in the NCAAs alongside teammates Eric McDonald and Craig Bennett. The women were in action on Saturday as well, capturing 5 events at the Jay Carosella Invitational at Boston University's Track and Tennis Center. Diamond Jones won the triple jump and achieved a personal best distance of 38 feet 7.5 inches, which currently sits second on the Division II list. That's all the time we have for this week's edition of the Riverhawk Review. Until next time, I'm Ben Barker. Get rowdy and go Riverhawks.